Just behind them, Michael Waltrip 7th. There's Ricky Rudd holding on to 2nd. Ford driver Rudd still a bit frustrated with that new Ford and Chevy spoiler adjustment rule. Here's what he told us about it.
You got to be careful. Everyone wants to do good, but just being really careful not to over-engineer. And the only thing we can hope for is NASCAR will step up here and give us that little bit of spoiler back that we had before. That's about 0.2 of a second right there. Then we can go race.
Looks like they're pretty racy right now.
Well, they seem awful racy, you know, and there's so much going through the garage area. You know, guys are going to switch to Pontiac, and there's people who's going to switch to Chevrolet, and people are going to switch to Ford. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, now that you've widened out that trunk lid on the Pontiac, Richard, it looks like things are better for you, at least certainly with Michael Waltrip tonight.
Yeah, Michael's having a real good run. You know, he qualified real well, 5th, I guess, and you know, he's been just regular steady. He qualified good for the Winston, but the car went all to pieces. I think it was really loose, and they learned from that. It looks like they've made their adjustments and doing a pretty good job with it.
230 laps, 345 miles have been completed with 5 cautions. 23 laps under yellow. It's been a while since we've had a caution out here. Back at lap 156 was when they turned them back to green the last time, and we've had great racing through 2 green flag stops. They keep on coming on and giving us this great show up in front. Oh, we got trouble in turn 4. Big time.
Come on, Bobby.
There you go. Brett Bodine getting spun around, and Bobby Hamilton made the move of the day to get through that one. Boy, he looked like he was going to get caught up, and then some. Coming on to pit road. A couple of bruised cars. Brett Bodine won.
We had 2 of the Bodines in the same wreck.
And Loy Allen, I think, is part of that as well.
Todd Bodine?
Yeah, I think Todd was right in there. I don't know how much he got into it, but he was in the pits also.
Well, the caution's out, too.
Caution number 6. Lap 232.
There's Loy Allen.
To Rick Benjamin. Rick Benjamin down at the STP pits in.
Ken, as we work toward the second half of the race, let's take a quick look at our Autolite race recap. Already 24 lead changes. Richard Petty mentioned there'd be a lot more. That's what we've seen. 11 different cars have been out in front, averaging just under 150 miles an hour so far, with 5 cautions to this point, 23 laps under yellow, and 5 cars out of the chase at this point. Here are the cars who've fallen out. Chad Little and Warden, Jeff Burton, both Burton brothers. Bill Elliott, we saw whack the wall hard. Dave Marcus out of the hunt. Leaders look like this. Bobby Labonte led off the start. Then Jeff Gordon and Kenny Schrader. Todd Bodine headed the show for a while. Schrader again. Todd Bodine again briefly before his problems developed. Schrader, Rusty before his trouble developed. Bobby Labonte, Rusty again. Bobby, and it's been Rusty in front for 1 additional lap on lap 122. And at this point, Schrader took command again. Rusty. Dale Earnhardt showed the way for a while. Michael Waltrip had a good run at the front. Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin briefly, a few laps under caution. Morgan Shepherd, Dale Earnhardt. We're back to Kenny Schrader out in front. Schrader, your leader, is on pit road. Randy Pemberton is there.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is not a pretty sight. Brett Bodine has walked from the Lowe's Ford. He walked over to pit road and has passed out on pit wall. Kenny Schrader, the leader, is in the pits. It's a 1 can of fuel, 4 tires. He's gone and away, but Brett Bodine needs some attention. Dick, you're with Earnhardt?
With Earnhardt, he is taking a 4-tire change, Randy. He's just gotten it done in right around 18 seconds, but they watched both Earnhardt and Rudd go by them. Now they have adjusted Earnhardt's car with tire pressure. They're trying to tighten his car up. Recall in the last round of pit stops when he went out, he was not as fast as he had previously been. So they have adjusted this car with tire pressure. No wrench in the back end, but it's going to be a different car.
Richard Petty, Ernie Urban, let's take a look at what happened here. Loy Allen crashing into the back of Brett Bodine. Where's Todd in all of this? He gets Ricky Craven just getting by.
Sure looked like something happened to Brett Bodine earlier.
When he slowed down, really slowed down quick, because the 19, no way to catch anybody that quick in the middle of the corner. He might going in if he don't let off, but he really caught him awful quick.
Another angle.
I think there's something else. I mean, you know, that's the reason Brett Bodine's passed out on the pit wall. I think some of that has got an effect on what happened out there at the racetrack.
Well, I'm not sure how much of a piece of that Todd Bodine was in. Loy Allen and Brett Bodine were the hard crash in that one. And they're working on Brett Bodine right now, and we'll have an update on this story in just a moment. We'll take this break as leaders are pitting here in the Coca Cola 600. 7 laps complete, 355 miles, and as they take green, we're going to update you on Brett Bodine in a moment. Let's follow this lead battle as Ken Schrader, Ricky Rudd, Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, Sterling Marlin, and Hut Strickland lead them down. I think it's only fair to add on that Ernie Irvin's truck that Joe Ruttman finished fourth, wasn't it?
We did tell him that once. You know, the driver I didn't remember was Dave Resendez. Brett Bodine's truck.
New England guy. Good ride. How about Schrader? Trying to check out, and Rudd trying to reel him in. There's Derek Cope. Boy, he's found a hot set of tires. Look at him come on.
He's a lap down, I think, right now.
Yeah, showing 22nd, 2 laps down.
2 laps. There goes Earnhardt. That patented move around the outside there. He does a lot better in this black car.
It seems to know its way around, though.
Right. I mean, you know, he doesn't have any trouble seeing people.
From Jeff Bodine's car, looking over at Lake Speed.
That was a heck of a shot. You could really see what the side window, how much flexing that thing got. Over here we go 3 wide.
Jeremy Mayfield goes a little high. Bodine pulls up on Mayfield. Gets through there. Get an update on the Michael Waltrip story right now. Randy?
Well, he's had a heck of a run with only 15 cars in a lead lap. Michael has now drifted back to about 13. They've broken the shifter linkage, possibly. He's got 3rd and 4th gears. So at lap 240, he's still got a lot of pit stops left, and that certainly is going to hinder him the rest of the afternoon. They're trying to figure out what they can do to help him, but maybe they will not be able to do anything for him. As far as Brett Bodine's condition, they gave him oxygen here in the back of the pits. He finally did get up. He walked away and went back to his trailer with a nice big smile on his face. Brett Bodine okay.
That's good news on Brett Bodine, who took a real sock into the wall. Started in turn 3, landed hard in turn 4 after he and Loy Allen were in collision. Now you're getting to see the cars look a little faster now as those lights begin to take their effect here.
They're doing, I mean, you know, that's the thing. The lights really play a big effect. I think, you know, because of Bristol, everybody realized how this does with the lights, and, you know, Humpy and all them nobody ever thought you could just light up a 1.5-mile racetrack, but we sure have it here.
Don't you think some others are going to follow suit?
I tell you, you know, I was there at Bristol the other day, and they actually they used to have lights that they brought into the racetrack. Now they have all the lights pretty much like Charlotte Motor Speedway does, and Richmond's got lights now. I think you'll look at more racetracks paying attention to this, and you know, obviously we can race on a Saturday a lot of times and actually have a Sunday for a rain day.
Earnhardt working on the outside of Bobby Labonte, 3rd spot here.
It's a good battle. We got to really say something about Hut Strickland there. We hadn't really talked about him much today, but he's digging right there and doing a good job. I hope that talking about him's not bad luck. Sure looks pretty edgy there, didn't it?
Sometimes it can be that way, can it?
Yeah.
That 3-car draft on the outside whips around Bobby Labonte. And look at Strickland come on.
Earnhardt's car must have got loose getting into turn 1 there.
He made a little bit of move, and all you do is bobble when they all run the same speed with him.
Terry Labonte stays right there with them. Still up in front, coming by. The 25 and the 10. Schrader and Rudd.
Strickland into 3rd. Strickland, Marlin, Labonte, Earnhardt, Labonte again.
Kenny Bernstein's car just had a terrible year. Started 12th today and is right up there in 3rd with Marlin challenging on the outside.
A lot of rumors going on about that there may be somebody going to buy that team. The
Bernstein team?
By the Bernstein team. It's supposedly another driver.
All these drivers get this money to buy teams with.
I figured out I'm having trouble paying my gas bill. I think the problem is me and you, Richard, we like to just race.
Well, I think we raced for the fun of it more than we did for the money.
Yeah.
It was all good. I don't want to give none of it back, that's for sure.
There's Bobby Labonte not giving anything back. Getting right around Strickland. Bobby Labonte up another spot. In fourth. Strickland back to fifth. Keith Earnhardt in sixth. Terry Labonte seventh. Morgan Shepherd eighth. Mark Martin in ninth. But the story for the moment is Ken Schrader. Back in '89, he looked like he had this race all his own way. And then, of course, it was Waltrip that won it. And it was Sterling Marlin that finished second that year. It was a great run for Schrader.
Hey, Schrader and Ricky Rudd right now are somewhat the class of the field because they just keep ending up in the front. So, you know, that's kind of why we're saying they're the class of the field. But, man, there's just so many cars so close together.
When Schrader came to Winston Cup back in '84, you watched Terry Labonte getting under Strickland. Here's Terry Labonte down on the inside. That is for sixth spot. Morgan Shepherd right there. Kenny Bernstein, last win as a car owner. That came back in 1990 with Brett Bodine at North Wilkesboro. He's standing by with Steve Burns right now.
Kenny, you guys have had such a tough year. You started the year out with Steve Kinzer. You made the driver change the HUD. He's given it a heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, Hut's doing a great job. He has the last 3 or 4 races. Can't stand up for the team themselves doing a great job, too. Everybody stayed happy. Steve Kinzer's a good man, too. We don't want to take anything away from him.
Kenny, you guys have really battled a lot of adversity to run well tonight.
Well, it's been a tough deal so far, but Hut's done a great job, and the guys have worked hard. I can't say enough for the crew, really. They do it all. I just got to be here this weekend. Had a little weekend off from the Budweiser King Dragster to watch these guys.
What is Hut saying about how the car is handling?
It's handling real good. It's just one of those things. It's a little bit loose every now and then, a little tight, but he's just out there trying to hang with them right now, and then hope we have a little bit at the end for him. Obviously, we're real happy right now. It's running pretty decent.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you.
What a great scrap that one is. The 6 and the 21. They just don't give it up for 7th spot. And they move Strickland back out of that into 8th. You see Jimmy Hensley on the tail end of that picture. A lap or 2 down in the Darrell Waltrip car.
I tell you, Mark Martin right now is gritting his teeth because, he come up and got along beside the 21 car, and now the 21 just keeps running side by side with him. And I know Mark's going, man, just let me by, let me by.
Well, these cars are about 3.5 seconds back from the leaders.